Who?
Oh, this is the supermodel, international model,
Supermodel.
Renee Chong.
This is Maria here for Trace. This is supermodel and blogger.
We are in Vienna.
We are in Austria. This is Maria here for Trace. We were just get out from Esterhazy, the butterfly. Fly me to the moon and let me see.
Vienna weekend getaway. This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. I'm going to show you videos and pictures of Vienna as I discuss why it might be a nice place to visit, but it's probably too expensive to serve as a base for digital nomads and international retirees. So think of this more as a guide to save money when you visit Vienna as a tourist, but don't write anything down as you listen. Everything I say is in writing at Vagabond Buddha with Google map links. Just click the link in the notes below this YouTube video to get Vienna weekend getaway. We're on our way from Mexico to Portugal. We connected through Vienna so we could visit one of Chung Hoi's runway model friends. Chung and Renee met in Malaysia 5 or so years ago and have remained friends ever since. She lives in Budapest, which is right near Vienna. While in Budapest, the three of us headed to Vienna for the weekend. While in Vienna, I took pictures and gathered data to create this Vienna weekend getaway guide. I was last in Vienna about 11 years ago. There's a link here on the web page if you want to see that post. Boy, time sure flies when you're having fun. I'm cataloging the best live cheap in paradise locations for digital nomads and the best retire cheap in paradise locations for international living. Digital nomads in Vienna. There are digital nomads that can afford to spend time in places like Vienna, Austria, but most digital nomads are more price conscious. They want to live in cheaper, warmer places so they can expand and invest in their business while maintaining a low overhead. By the time their business takes off and they can afford to live in more expensive places, they're probably spoiled by the warm weather and closer to the equator. By that time, they may also have become part of a community of other digital nomads that they feel comfortable around. If they show up in places like Vienna, it is often more just for a few days or weeks to visit family or friends, attend a wedding. Although digital nomads eventually show up everywhere because they're generally curious people who love to see the world and love their freedom. No matter how you ended up in Vienna, I hope this guide will provide some useful information for you. The goal of the most people on holiday is to spend money like a drunken sailor on shore leave. That is not your typical nomad. A digital nomad is living a lifestyle that must be maintained all year. Digital nomads are usually much smarter about money than vacationers. Retire cheap internationally. If your goal is to live cheap internationally, you probably not pick Vienna for your primary residence, but you may be living somewhere cheap most of the year, like in Eastern Europe, Mexico, or Thailand. From your base, you'll be visiting more expensive places a few weeks or months per year. The smarter you are with your retirement budget, the more money you will have to spend time in more expensive places like Europe for part of the year. Even while in Europe, you'll want to be smart with your money so you can stay longer, visit more places once you arrive, or participate in more activities and still stay within your budget. I hope this guide for Vienna helps retirees stay longer, visit more places, or participate in more activities. Saving money helps with all of these goals. Subscribe at Vagabond Buddha or our YouTube channel if you'd like to learn how to save money all over the world. If you'd like to learn how to flourish internationally in the new digital economy, please grab a free copy of my ebook. Vienna Facts. Here are some interesting initial facts about Vienna. Click on the below Google map to zoom into Vienna. Again, all these links are on the web page. Just click the link below this YouTube video. Okay, fact number 1. Vienna is the capital and largest city in Austria. Vienna has 1.8 million people, with 2.6 million people living in the entire metropolitan area. Berlin is the only city in the world with more German speakers than Vienna. In 2001, Vienna was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. From 2009 to 2018, Mercer has consistently ranked Vienna first on their Quality of Life Index among the top 127 rated cities in the world. There's been continuous habitation of Vienna since 500 BC. In the 1st century BC, Romans fortified Vienna against Germanic tribes to the north. In 976 AD, the Babenberg Empire began to expand north towards what is now called Vienna. In 1145, Henry II moved the Babenberg family residence north to Vienna, which remained the center of the Babenberg dynasty. In the 13th century, a marriage in the family mixed the blood of the Babenberg and the Habsburg dynasties. In 1440, Vienna became the resident city of the Habsburg family, and thereafter the capital of the Holy Roman Empire until 1806. Christian forces stopped the Ottoman armies twice from entering Vienna in 1529 and in 1683, but the plague killed 30% of Vienna in 1679. In 1904, Vienna became the capital of the Austrian Empire and remained the capital during the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The Austro-Hungarian Empire flourished into one of the most successful world economies until the beginning of the World Wars. We do not have enough time to cover how Austria played a central role in World Wars I and II. However, by the end of World War II, politically motivated ethnic Germans were perceived by the international community to be a threat to world peace and to minorities living in their vicinity. Nazi Germany killed about 60% of the Jews living in Europe, or about 6 million Jews. So Vienna and Berlin remained occupied by the international community after World War II ended. The international occupation of Vienna ended with the signing of the Austrian State Treaty in 1955. The treaty required that Austria not align with the Soviet bloc or the NATO after international forces departed. Berlin remained occupied for another 30 plus years. By 2015, Austria had grown itself back into one of the most ethnically diverse populations in Europe. Vienna was recently rated the 9th most economically powerful cities in the EU, with a per capita income of 159% of the EU average. Okay, next I'm going to discuss our Old Town walking tour, accommodations and whatnot. If you book my recommended flights, tours, Viator or Get Your Guide tours, or my recommended accommodations, you'll pay nothing extra, but will earn a small commission. That's how we continue to make these videos, along with other things we do we're happy to tell you about. Okay, Vienna free walking tour and map. Here on the web page, there's a YouTube video of our Vienna free walking tour. There's also an interactive Google map that you can just click and start walking on your smartphone. There are 9 stops on the Vienna Old Town walking tour, and I won't go into the details, but to watch the video and find out what the 9 stops are and get your free Google Maps, just click the link below this YouTube video, and it's all there waiting for you. Okay, next up, there's guided tours, the best day tours from Vienna. The webpage has some really great day tours originating in Vienna. You just click the links and read further about them. There's a few that remain top rated by hundreds of people over many months, so I'm suggesting those. There's a Milk Abbey and a day trip from Vienna. There's also Johann Strauss and Mozart concert, including a 4-course dinner. There's a palace evening tour and dinner, and a number of other choices. Okay, there's also a link to the restaurants that we ate at and the places we went out in the evening. There's a video that you can watch about that. Okay, Vienna best and cheap hotels. You should stay close in to Old Town Vienna if possible, so you can walk everywhere. The webpage has links to my recommendations. There's a very expensive, luxurious hotel, which I also talk about in my Old Town walking tour, because it has a famous chocolate you need to try while you're in Vienna. There's also another luxurious hotel that's about half the price of the first one. And then there's a beautiful, nice, cheap apartment. And then there's a hostel, if you're looking for a nice hostel. And then there's an Airbnb choice in case you like to cook. We like to cook when we travel, and we stay in places long, and we also work on our computers. So we like to have our own apartment with a kitchen. I started living internationally in 2007. The world is changing, and you might be curious about how you could live the laptop lifestyle. Maybe you'll be a digital nomad someday. If you'd like to learn how to flourish in the new digital economy, please subscribe to Vagabond Buddha, our YouTube channel, or get a free copy of my book. That'll put you on an emailer that will update you in the various ways to make money online. Okay, Vienna flights, buses, and trains. The bus from Budapest to Vienna was 18 euros per person round trip. As I say, we were in Budapest and we went to Vienna for the weekend. If you're flying into Vienna, go to the Vienna International Airport and take an Uber to your accommodations in Vienna. It takes about 20 minutes and costs about 20 euros. I've provided a list of 5 great places to stay. Google Maps will also tell you how to take the subway and or bus to or from the airport to your accommodations for just a few euros. Okay, flights, international or domestic. I use Skyscanner, link provided, to book domestic and international flights. They always seem to find the best rates. If you allow a range of dates on Skyscanner, you'll often save hundreds of dollars rather than trying to pick an exact date. It has a feature that's great at that. Okay, smartphone internet access. By the way, you don't need to remember any of this. Just click the link below the YouTube video, and there's links to all of these places, including Skyscanner. Okay, smartphone internet access. Get a SIM card for your smartphone when you land. Get your phone unlocked before leaving your home country, in case you're in a jurisdiction that allows phone companies to lock cell phones. Vienna, Austria, livability factors. Okay, I would consider living in some places. However, there are factors that I look for when considering living somewhere. I call them my livability factors. They include food choices, walkability. I'm not a big fan of cars. Internet reliability, social considerations, cost of living, things to do, real estate prices, weather, and expat opportunities. Vienna, the total desirability score. I'll tell you that first, and then tell you how each of the factors break down. Vienna is, I would say, medium or low desirability for the following reasons. Vienna is expensive relative to many of the other places that I suggest for retiring early or living cheap. Vienna is also too cold for much of the year for my taste. However, if you have a liberal retirement budget and you're not allergic to 4 weather seasons, you should be fine. You may also want to split your year into 2 or 3 places. In that case, you could live in Vienna during the summer and head south for the winter. Please subscribe to Vagabond Buddha if you'd like to see where we go next. Walkability, high. Vienna is mostly walkable. It can get too cold in the winter to walk for long, but I already reduced Vienna's desirability based on weather. So the walkability is high desirability. They have great public transportation, so you won't need a car. That's a big waste of money if you can get away without a car. If you'd like to learn how to be a digital nomad, grab a free copy of my book. It's on the webpage. Internet reliability, high. The internet is extremely reliable and fast in Vienna. Food. Hi, all the foods of the world have made their way into Vienna. This should not be an issue for you. If you're enjoying this video, could you please like it, share it on social media, comment below, or subscribe? Your interaction with the webpage will rank us higher in search engines. Thank you in advance. Okay, weather. Medium. July is the warmest month with an average high of 82 Fahrenheit, which is 28 Celsius, and it only cools down at night to 60 Fahrenheit, or 15 Celsius. This means you may not need AC on many nights to sleep during the summer. Other nights you will. January is the coldest month with an average low of 26 Fahrenheit, or minus 3 Celsius at night. It only gets slightly warmer during the day, averaging 37 Fahrenheit, or 3 Celsius. It rains 40 millimeters or more per month all year, but is heavy in May through November, when it typically rains more than 50 millimeters per month. Things to do. Hi, in terms of nature, everything is in or near Vienna but the beach. From culture to entertainment to foods to sports to beautiful mountains, all are in or near Vienna. You'll need to jump on an airplane or bus or train to get a tan on a white sand beach. But there are all sorts of river and lake choices within an hour or so of Vienna by public transportation. Social considerations. This place is fun. Austrians are required to study English for 9 years during school, so you'll be able to get all of your needs met even if you don't speak the local language, German. However, you'll live a more nuanced social life if you're able to communicate in German, especially if you enjoy spending time in more rural areas. Expat penetration. Hi. There are expats from all over the world in all of the larger cities in Europe. Just search for expat clubs on Google and Facebook based on nationality, language, or whatever category you are struggling to find. Real estate, low. A small one-bedroom apartment near central Vienna starts around $450,000 US. You should rent the first few years until you're sure you want to stay permanently. That same apartment will rent for $1,000 to $1,200 USD per month. The prices are high, which makes the livability factor of real estate low, whether you're renting or buying. Vienna, Austria, cost of living. For the central part of Vienna, you could easily pay $1,000 to $1,200 USD per month for a one-bedroom apartment. Utilities would be another $125, including internet, averaged year-round $125. A long-term lease at that rate would convert to about $1,500 USD, which is $50 per night, including utilities. That is why some Airbnb landlords are easily able to get 60 to 100 US per night for their daily rates, which includes utilities and a profit. But if you are going to for a few weeks or months, you should be able to make offers to multiple Airbnb landlords and get a weekly or monthly discount. The below Airbnb price assumes you do some bargaining at $40 per night. Okay, the monthly cost of living table in Vienna, Austria. It's going to vary substantially based on what your living style is. But there's a table here you can see. It's going to run you around $1,500 to $2,500 a month to live in Vienna as a temporary visitor. You might be able to save some money if you take it up as a retirement home, and you become more familiar with how to shop and get bargains for things locally. The above table is just my notes from my time here. They're just for one person, and they include only the items listed. Does not include alcohol, tours, or extras. And I do not guarantee these prices for anyone. I'm just sharing my notes with you. For more information about the above cost of living multiplier, there's a page you can click, link provided here. Please subscribe here on YouTube channel if you'd like to receive the cost of living estimates for our next stop in the world or any of our previous stops. If you learned anything new or have been entertained at all, could you please book using my links to my recommended flights, tours, or accommodations? You won't pay a penny more, but will earn a small commission. Thanks for watching our video. If you'd like to learn how to live internationally or make money online, please grab a free copy of my ebook. Also, please contact us if you'd like to collaborate with us on social media. We would feature your place or service in our videos and photos on social media. This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. Thank you for stopping by. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner?